Hello and welcome everybody to today's puzzle challenge video from chessuniversity.com. I'm Ryan Murphy, and in today's tactical position, which is designed for players under 2,000, though I would say even players over 2,000 might have some fun trying to solve this one. It's pretty tricky. It's definitely the hardest one of the week. It's going to be white to play, and this time I don't want to say it's white to play and win, because the position's still really, I would say, quite unclear. If you ask the engines, they're going to say that white's between much better and winning, but I'll just say it's the only move in this position for white where white's not in trouble. So you have to find the best move for white. It's a very tactical idea, otherwise why would I show it here? And the game in question that it comes from, and the tag did not appear in the game, but it was from Gracia Alvarez against Obregon Rivero from earlier this year. It's played in the Finamac GP. So it's going to be white to play and find the best move in this position. So as usual, we're going to do a quick rewind, see how we got here. This tactic is possible on the 26th move of the game. So we're going to rewind through basically the opening and early middle game, see how we got here. So game began with d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, d5, g3, some sort of Catalan, bishop e7, bishop g2, castles, castles, c6, solidifying d5, queen c2, b6 to develop this bishop to b7 because it's inside the pawn chain, so it's got to get out somehow. Rook d1, bishop b7, I'm sure this is all theory, knight e5, knight f to d7, challenging the knight, e4, blasting open the center, takes, and d4. And already black is better, according to the engine. And it sort of makes sense. I mean, the bishop on g2 is not happy with the pawn on e4 blocking it, right? So that piece isn't very happy. White's development otherwise isn't exactly great. And if black gets the move c5 in, they open their bishop, there's pressure on e4, they got a really strong protected pass pawn on d4. So why wouldn't black be better, right? So f4 was played, going for the kingside attack, because that's kind of what white has to do to justify what they've done to their bishop. c5, knight d2, queen d7, knight f3, rook d8, getting the pieces into the center, knight e1, most likely trying to establish a blockade on this square. On d3, we know that knights are very good blockaders of passed pawns. Black goes b5, trying to liberate this pawn so they can push together these two connected pawns. So c b5, queen b5, bishop to f1, getting some control over potential light square blockade here and here. Queen c6, bishop to d3, knight to d7, getting the last minor piece into play. Knight goes back to f3, now that the bishop's doing the blockading job. c4, which is a very tactical move, but it's pretty good for black. Black gives the pawn on d4, but there's a lot of tactics in many cases. So knight takes d4 is possible here, but then queen b6 would create a pin situation on this diagonal to the king, and it'd be very unpleasant for white. So white instead took on c4, rook a to c8, putting pressure down the c-file. b3 is basically forced to protect. d3, attacking the queen. Rook takes d3, and now a very strong move by black. Queen takes e4. And we can see there's lots of uncomfortable pins. There's obviously a very loose knight on f3. It is defended at the moment, but it's not defended very solidly. There's no pawn protecting it. There's a pin on the bishop, there's a pin on the rook. Queen's hanging on c2. Very, very tricky position for white. In fact, white's basically lost here, if you ask the silicon machines. White goes bishop b2, bishop c5 check, king f1, queen f5, queen e2, bishop e4, and if you remember, this is the position we started the video with. So here it's white to play and find the only move that keeps the game going, and it's also a very strong move. It was not played in the game. For reference, in the game, rook d to d1 was played, and after knight b6, they traded the rooks on d8, and I mean, black won this game within a few moves. So black is already winning in this position. White's king is way too weak on f1. But going back to here, there was a better move for white, and white would have been doing very well if they found it. So we've reached our critical position. Please tell me in the comments here or on our website, chessuniversity.com. If you post the correct solution before we do, you'll get points that you can use to earn rewards at Chess University. And as usual, you can find the solution to this one on chessuniversity.com 24 hours after we post this video. All right. So that's it for today's puzzle challenge video. Happy solving and stay safe. See you guys on chessuniversity.com.